12 years ago, I was given a Father's Day gift. It was a make-your-own beer kit. It had a little brown bucket, a can of wort, a pack of yeast, and directions. And I made my very first beer. And that beer turned out fine. I mean, it wasn't anything super special, but it tasted like beer, and I was super proud of it. Yet, I felt like I was missing something. I knew that there was more to it than just heating up some ingredients in a pot on my stove and letting it sit in my closet for 2 weeks while it magically turned into beer. So, at the time, 12 years ago, it didn't seem like a big deal because that beer wasn't the best beer I've ever had. But it did something. It opened my eyes to a process that is rooted in tradition. A process that millions of people around the world try to perfect each and every day. It's a blend of both art and science, and it got me hooked. It was a gateway to the wonderful world of homebrewing. But there's a problem.
Breweries right here in San Francisco. But economic conditions, a costly brewing process, and a highly competitive market post-pandemic has made it tough to stay afloat.
2023 was not a particularly good year for beer sales, and 2024 is expected to be even worse.
More and more breweries are closing, less people are drinking beer, and that means even less people are choosing to make their own. So I feel like I need to get more people interested in making beer at home because it really is one of the most rewarding hobbies out there. And that's exactly where this Pinter comes in. Okay. I get it. You're looking at me like, Brian, I have got a 3-vessel system. I've got an all-in-one system. I already make my own beer. I have absolutely zero need for this Pinter thing. I get it. Brewing is the fun part. It's the fun part for me too. I like the brew days. I like the prep. I like having control over my recipes. I like the cleanup. Okay, well, I could do without the cleanup, but I'm not going to stop brewing my own beer. It's gotten nice and clear. We might just need that Pinter back there. I'm going to give you 2 reasons why. The first reason is because we need more homebrewers. I know as a homebrewer myself, I know people that show interest in it, but there's no way they're ever going to go out and buy all of the equipment and invest all of that time and a lot of money into brewing something that maybe they end up not liking. But back when Pinter asked me, like, hey, can we send you this? My original answer was like, no, I don't really have any need for that, I don't think. But then I started thinking about it. And I started thinking that if I'm a home brewer, I make YouTube videos about making your own beer. I started with a little bucket kit extract that felt like I was cheating. And that's what got me hooked. That piece of equipment right back there might just be the thing that gets somebody hooked. And the second reason I think it might be worthwhile is because the process of using the Pinter has really opened my eyes to maybe some of the technology that could be used. So for me, I am really interested and looking forward to making my own 1.5 gallon trial batch, throwing it in there, fermenting it, carbonating it. I mean, it has got beautiful carbonation, beautiful clarity. The foam on top, the head is just like this rocky, pillowy. I mean, it's still hanging out there. I really feel like there is a lot of potential for that unit for even somebody like me in terms of like trial batches, because it was so easy. I could just brew a 1.5 gallon batch on the Anvil Foundry, throw it inside there, throw the yeast in, put it on top of that brewing dock, ferment it, and then throw it in the fridge, cold crash, carbonate, all of it, and in more like 3 weeks, in 3 weeks be pulling a pint on tap from the Pinter. Now, I believe the way it works is it's more kind of like a cask, because there's the carbonation dial that's on the back, and I believe that's letting a little bit of air in every time you pour. But this has now been in there. I've pulled a few pints from it. It has clarified nicely. It's not showing any signs of oxidation. For a West Coast IPA kit, it's not exactly what I want out of a West Coast IPA, but it is hands down 100 times better than that first beer I ever made with that kit. Pinter provided a $30 off coupon code. I will put that in the description below. You don't need to buy one for yourself. You don't even need to buy one for a buddy, but maybe you could share this video with them and they'll go out and purchase one for themselves. Anyway, I just want more people homebrewing because it's an awesome hobby. Cheers, see you in the next one.